Do you want that new buyer that you just met to work with you? Stop sending them houses. I'm Joe Oz from the Joe Oz Real Estate Group and eXp Realty. And what we're here to talk to you about is exactly that. So what we tell a new buyer is, these buyers call in, right? These brand new buyers, we meet them, and how do they feel right now? What's the sentiment? What kind of experience are they having? They're frustrated, right? They're frustrated. That's it. They're frustrated. And if they're a brand new buyer, they don't know what they're getting themselves into. So what I'm seeing over and over is a buyer, a willing and able buyer is reaching out to a realtor and they're saying, hey, can I go see this house? And that buyer is saying, that agent saying, oh, that house isn't available. There's 5,000 offers on it and it's sold for $1 million over asking price. I'll send you some other houses when they come on the market. That is the lowest. I don't know who needs to hear this. Probably everyone, right? That is the lowest level of customer service that you possibly can give. There are, no matter what MLS you're in, there's a lot of realtors. There's a lot of competition and they're saying the same thing. I'll send you some houses. And by the way, the consumer, if they're shopping, do you think that anyone else is sending them houses? Yes, right? Zillow. Their preferred platform that they're searching for homes for is definitely sending them houses. Zillow, Redfin, whatever, Realtor.com. Those are probably the most popular platforms that everyone's using, right? So they're getting houses sent to them every single day on these platforms. And all that information is very, very up to date. Also, if they've gone to some open houses, they've met 2 or 3 realtors, those realtors probably got their email address and they're sending them houses as well. So you're just gonna be another person sending them houses, okay? That doesn't provide value. So what we wanna do is we want to stand out. And that's easy to do if you're willing to work for it, right? So it's all about the way that we speak to the consumer. So if a consumer calls in on a property that's not available, you might wanna ask them, hey, you know what? That house isn't available any longer, but you know what? I have several other properties about to hit the market. I'd love to learn more about what you're looking for so I can help you. Can we sit down and have a conversation? What we need to do is we need to show them that we provide value, and we need to sit down and understand their goals very, very well, right? We have to understand their goals so that we can help them. Us on our team, we say things like, well, our real estate team, last year we listed and sold about 100 properties. The majority of our listings wound up being sold to our buyers, right? A lot of them don't get to the market, right? Would you like some inside knowledge? Would you like to know when we have a listing that's about to hit the market before it hits the market? Is that something that you might be interested in? These are the things that we're saying to our buyers, right? Because this is true. And I'm gonna talk a little bit more. I'm not gonna go too long on this video, but I'm going to talk about how we do that because we are doing that. Our team is selling almost all of it. This last month, everything was off market. Everything was off market. And so what happens is do I want to work? The way that we're talking to the consumer is, hey, by the way, there's 2 lists of properties, right, that are available right now or all the time. There's a list that's on the MLS. It's public knowledge. It's on Zillow. It's everywhere. Everyone can see this. And then there's a list of off-market properties that would be available, but they're just not on the market. Would you like access to both of those? What do you think the consumer is going to say? They're going to say yes. And then people say, hey, Joe, where do you find the off-market properties? It's easy. You got to go to work. So our team, we've been on hundreds of listing appointments over the last, let's just say the last 3 years, okay? I feel like that's relevant. The last 3 years were crazy. We've kept track of all those listing appointments, right? And so now, if we have someone who's looking in Anywhere USA, we go back to this list and we go to Anywhere USA. It's a Google sheet. We just search it. Cool, we went on 5 listing appointments in the last 3 years in that town. But 2 of them listed, 1 of them didn't list with us but sold, but 2 of them never did anything. Why don't I pick up the phone and call them, right? That is very important, guys. When you're going out on these appointments, the appointments you don't get, you should be keeping track of all this stuff, right? Next thing that we're doing is if there's an area where a buyer wants to be in, we will call all of the under contract properties that are perfect for them, that are under contract. And we'll have a conversation with that listing agent. We'll ask them how that deal is doing, right? Hey, how's that deal going? I have someone who's perfect for this property, ready, willing, and able, willing to pay market value or above. How's that deal going? Is the buyer getting their mortgage? Is the home inspections cool? Is the buyer keeping up to their word on everything they said they were going to do when they initially made that offer? Okay, we just made an offer on a house, exactly that, right? Our buyer agent was calling the under contracts in the neighborhood, found one that was about to fall apart, and then basically, I call it the Indiana Jones switching of the bag, right? the bag of sand with the idol. That's what's happening, right? Also, we just put another one under contract because of the relationships we have with agents in that area. There's an area we don't do a lot of business in, but we had $1 million buyer, and our agent was showing houses in the area, picked up the phone, called all the agents that have sold a house in that neighborhood in the last 6 months, and then asked them, hey, do you have anything else coming to market? Yeah, you know what? I do. We've got an older gentleman who is scared of COVID, really doesn't want to be on the market, but needs to move. I could probably arrange a showing. Cool. We were the only ones that saw it, made an offer, no competition, got the property. I'm going to stop here. We've got a lot of these things, right? Those are some creative ways to go and find. And here's the key to this whole thing. When you're talking to, if you're saying these things and you're doing these things, do you think that you're standing out from the competition and the other realtors in the market? The answer is yes. And if you can properly communicate this to the consumer, do you think they're going to see the value of working with you versus ABC Realtor, who's going to send you some properties? Hope that's helpful, guys.